All right, let's talk about technology. It's pretty much woven into every single part of our lives now. It connects us, it empowers us, it entertains us, but it also brings along some of the biggest challenges we've ever had to face. So today, let's really unpack that idea, the double-edged sword of technology.
And that really brings us to the big question, doesn't it? Is all this tech ultimately a force for good, bringing us all together, or is it actually creating new gaps, new problems, and pushing us further apart? Look, it's not a simple yes or no answer. The real story is in how these tools are being used at every single level.
So we're going to start with the 30,000-foot view. We're looking at technology's impact on a global scale, because this is where you can see its incredible, almost unbelievable power to both solve and create these massive, world-spanning challenges.
And you can see this two-sided coin so clearly on the global stage. On one hand, technology can be this incredible hero. We've got crisis mapping tools that guide first responders during natural disasters, and modeling software that helps us discover vaccines at a speed we never thought possible. But on the other hand, the very same progress creates this huge source of division, something called the digital divide. So what is the digital divide? Well, it's that growing gap between people who have easy access to the internet and all the latest tech, and those who just don't. And this isn't just about someone missing out on the latest viral video. The really crucial part is that it prevents us from tapping into all the brilliant minds on this planet to help solve our biggest problems. Just think of that massive loss of potential.
Okay, let's zoom in a bit. We're going from that huge global view to something a lot more personal, our communities and our economy. Because technology hasn't just given us a bunch of new gadgets, it has completely rewired the very way we connect with each other, the way we create things, and even what it means to own something.
And the engine that really drove all of this? It was something called Web 2.0. Now, this wasn't just, a faster internet. It was a fundamental change. The web went from being a place where you mostly just read stuff to a platform where literally anyone could contribute their own content and connect with other people. This one shift laid the groundwork for everything that came next. And this leads us to this really cool idea called cognitive surplus. Just think about it for a second. For the first time in human history, we suddenly had billions of hours of collective free time. And we had the Web 2.0 tools to channel all of that brainpower. All that spare time and energy that used to just go into watching TV could now be pooled together for creative, collaborative projects. That surplus became the raw fuel for a brand new kind of economy.
Crowdfunding is the perfect example of cognitive surplus in action. An inventor or an artist can just share their idea online, and then, because of these new connection tools, a massive number of people can find that idea and chip in just a small amount of money. And all of a sudden, a project that a bank would have laughed at gets fully funded by the power of the crowd. It's incredible.
The same idea also kicked off the sharing economy, which some people call collaborative consumption. You've seen this with services like Zipcar or City Bike. The really key idea here is a massive shift from valuing owning something, like a car, to valuing just having access to it when you need it. And it's all coordinated seamlessly through technology.
Now, all of this builds toward what is easily the most powerful and transformative technology of our time, artificial intelligence. If Web 2.0 rewired our social lives, AI is getting ready to redefine what's even possible in pretty much every field you can think of.
So at its core, what is AI? Well, it's really just about building systems that can do tasks we normally think of as needing human intelligence. We're talking about things like solving problems, learning from experience, even understanding what we're saying. It's not about sci-fi robots just yet, but it is about creating these incredibly powerful tools.
And the goals of AI research are just huge. It's about teaching computers to understand our language, that's natural language processing. It's about helping them see and interpret the world through perception. And maybe most importantly, it's about getting them to learn from massive amounts of data and solve really complex problems. Each one of these is a massive field of study, all building toward more capable systems.
So, where are we seeing this stuff in our daily lives? Well, how about retail? AI is the powerhouse behind data mining. It sifts through these mountains of data to find patterns in how we shop. That's exactly how a website knows to recommend a new pair of shoes to you right after you bought a certain jacket. It's all about predicting what you're going to want next.
Or think about banking. Here, AI is like a silent guardian. It analyzes millions of transactions every single second, looking for those tiny little signs that something isn't right. You know that text alert you get from your bank the instant a sketchy purchase is made?
Yep, that's AI working in real time, way faster than any team of humans ever could.
In medicine, the impact is, well, it's just profound. An AI can look at an MRI scan and spot the early signs of a tumor that the human eye might miss. Now, this isn't about replacing doctors. It's about giving them a superpowered partner, an assistant that helps them diagnose diseases earlier and more accurately than ever before.
And of course, there's transportation. I mean, AI-powered autopilots have been flying commercial airplanes for decades, and now that same core technology is at the heart of the race to create fully self-driving cars. That's a shift that could completely reshape our cities and, honestly, our entire lives. So this brings us to our final and maybe our most important section. All of this incredible power, from connecting the whole world to building artificial intelligence, forces us to face some really, really tough ethical questions. You know the saying, with great power comes hard questions. And it's really important we're clear on what we mean by ethics. We're not just talking about laws that are written down in a book. Ethics are the study of our moral choices, the principles that guide us when we have to decide what's right and what's wrong. And technology is creating these brand new situations that are testing those principles like never before. For example, take intellectual property. In an age where a song or a piece of software can be copied and sent to millions of people in a split second, what does it even mean to own an idea? How do we protect the work that comes from someone's mind, from their creativity?
Or how about this one? Liability. Let's say you download a design for a critical car part and you 3D print it at home. If that part fails and causes a crash, who's responsible? Is it the person who designed it? The company that made the printer? Is it you? Our old rules just don't fit these new scenarios very well.
And that brings us to the classic and, honestly, pretty chilling dilemma. Imagine a self-driving car in a situation where a crash is unavoidable. How do we program it to react? Should it be programmed to swerve and hit one person in order to save 5? Who gets to make that decision? We are literally outsourcing a life-or-death moral choice to a line of code.
And that kind of leaves us with this final thought. We're always being told that technology is the answer. And in so many ways, it is. But maybe the most important thing we can do as we build all these new tools is to just pause for a second and ask, what was the original question we were trying to answer? What kind of world are we actually trying to build? Thanks for tuning in.